Hello and welcome back to my channel Enginuity Lab. This is our second video in the CATIA V5 beginner series. In the previous video we explored the interface and essential settings. Today we shall move one step further and learn how to create profiles in CATIA V5, the foundation of any 3D model. Design intent. Whenever you create a part, you need to create a profile that incorporates the design intent for the part. Profiles are the basic 2D sketches that defines the shape of your 3D models. Whether you are designing a mechanical component or a complex surface, everything begins with a well constructed profile. So let's jump right in and create one. So first of all, we have to go to start and open a new part file. For that, start, go to mechanical design, part design. In the new part dialog box, you can enter your part name, like I am creating profiles, and then say OK. Now we are in the CATIA user interface. Here we have to create one plane from the specification tree, or you can select it from your datum planes. Let's create on XY plane and then go to the Sketcher Workbench. This is your Sketcher. Click on Sketcher. And you can start creating your profiles here, right? Circle, rectangle, ellipse, whatever you want to create, you can create it here. And here is the exit workbench, so that you can go back to your part design workbench. So let's know something about reference plane. What is reference plane? The default reference planes are the first three features in any part file. When we open a part document, part workbench, these three are the basic feature in this part file. Their names are derived from the planes they are parallel to, like XY plane, X and Y. This plane is parallel to X axis and Y axis. YZ plane, this is parallel to Y axis and your Z axis. ZX planes, this is parallel to Z axis and your X axis. You can see from the reference planes provide a support on which the first sketch is created. So sketch support. A sketch support is the plane on which the sketch is created. The sketch support must be a planar. You can create a sketch on a reference place on a planar face of any existing geometry. You can create a shape here by selecting one planar reference plane, or like I'm deleting this one. Or we can create a sketch. This is a planar surface or planar face. We can create a sketch here actually by selecting this face and clicking on the Sketcher Workbench, and then I want to create a small circle here. We can create a sketch, and now you can see the sketch is created on this planar face. Basic sketching. There are two types of sketching in CATIA. One is non-positioned sketch. What we are doing is a non-positioned sketch. Here we do not specify the origin and orientation of the absolute axis. To create a non-positioned sketch, select the sketcher icon. This is the sketcher icon, and then select a reference plane. Select the sketcher icon and select a reference plane, like I am selecting this plane. Now you can see the animated window is open, and your sketch is now, as I have selected YZ axis, this is parallel to Y and Z axis. What is positioned sketch? To create a positioned sketch, we need to open the arrow mark in the sketcher toolbar. Here you can see this is your position sketch tool. Click on this and select one reference plane. Now when you select reference plane, here you can find the reference and type it positioned. Type, select the position to the reference plane, then origin of the sketch is positioned according to orientation type. You can select your orientation type: implicit, part origin, or projection point, intersecting two lines, curve selection, middle point, or very center. Here we are in implicit. And orientation of the sketch is defined according to orientation type. Orientation also you can select from here, and orientation of the sketch can be further managed by using the sketch button. Here using the check buttons, here you can, like if you want to reverse the horizontal direction, reverse the vertical direction, or swap it, you can create by checking here. This is your type, basic sketching types. Next, go to the Sketcher Workbench. This is your Sketcher Workbench. Sketcher Workbench is an environment to build and facilitate the creation of 2D profiles. In this workbench, we can create 2D profiles. This contains following key features: the grid, you can see the grid lines available in the geometry area, which guides you while creating profile. This will guide you when you create a profile, like I am selecting here. This is guiding me. This is 70, 0, like your coordinate system. The profile toolbar, which is used to create geometry. Second is the profile toolbar. This is your profile toolbar. You can see it here. This is named as profile. This toolbar is used to create geometry. Means used to create sketches, geometry, anything. And this is your constraint toolbar. Which is used to dimensioning and constrain your sketches. Sketch toolbar, this one. Sketch tools. This toolbar is a floating toolbar that display option available during geometry creation. This way, while we create a geometry, like I am creating a line by creating profile, you can see the sketch toolbar is opening different options, like here you can find the H length, V length, and total length, angle. Also, if you want, like I'm clicking here and I want to create a circle over here or a arc over here. Now I can create a arc and it's a circle actual. Grid. Let's know about the grid. Sketcher tools. This is your grid. By default, a grid is applied to background of the Sketcher Workbench. This helps define the scale of a sketch entities when sketching. The mouse pointer snap to point to the point of the grid. This functionality can be made unavailable by temporarily deactivating the snap to point icon. This is your grid and this is your snap to point icon. Now while I am creating a profile, now I can my cursor is snapping to the coordinate points. If I want to deactivate that one, just deactivate this one. Now you can see I am this is allowing me to click on anywhere at decimal points, not on only the coordinate points. Okay, and also you can deactivate your grid. If you don't want to see the grids here, just click on deactivate the grid option. Now the Sketcher Workbench looks blank. Geometry creation. Sketch geometry is creating using the tools available in the profile toolbar. By using the profile toolbar, this toolbar, we can create geometry. First one is the user defined profile. These are the predefined profiles. Here you can find the rectangle, oriented rectangle, parallelogram, elongated hole, cylindrical elongated hole, creep profile, hexagon, center rectangle, center parallelogram. These are predefined profiles. And the third one is the circles. Here you find different type of circles, means center circle, 3-point circle, circle using coordinates, tritangent circle, 3-point arc, 3-point arc starting with limits, and arc. Fourth one is the splines. You can create spline by simple spline or connected spline. The fifth one is ellipse and parabolas. You can create ellipse, parabolas by focus, hyperbola by focus, and conic section by selecting one of from this. And the sixth one is lines. There are different type of lines, like line, simple line, infinite line, bitangent line, bisecting lines, and this is line normal to a curve. This is your axis. You can create a new axis for your drawing from here. And the last one is the points. There are different type of points by clicking. Points using coordinates, equidistant point, intersecting point, projection point. You can create H for your wish. There are also another toolbar. This is called operation toolbar. This toolbar, here we can create chamfer, corner from the, and also create mirrors, trim any extra lines or erase any lines. You can do it from operation toolbar. So let's start the point. How to create a point? First of all, I am deleting this pad. Let's select one plane, go to the Sketcher, and now we are on the Sketcher Workbench. Here the first one is the points. The first point, how to create a point? By clicking here. Once you click the point and click on anywhere, now the point is created. Point by coordinates. What is point by coordinates? Let's click on by using point on coordinates. When we click on points on coordinates, this will open a window where there are, you know about the Cartesian and polar system. In the Cartesian system, you have to provide the value of h-axis and value of the v-axis. Here in CATIA V means the y-axis or the vertical axis, h is the horizontal axis. Like I am putting here 10 and putting here around 20 and say OK. Now the point is created here with dimension 20 and 10. From this point this is created. When we create this, now this is your, or as this is not a position sketch, so that now this is imagining that this is from this is vertical axis and this is your horizontal axis and the center point is your origin. Equidistant point. What is equidistant point? Let's know. Create as many points as required, which are distributed equidistantly on an existing curve. Once created, the points are considered separate entities. Like I'm clicking on this. I have selected the horizontal axis, or you can select a curve as well. Like just first of all, I am creating a curve. Here, and I want to create some equidistant point. I select the arc, and how many number of points I want to create? 5. I can give it here and say OK. Now you can find there are 5 points with equidistance created on this arc surface. Then the intersection point. How to create intersection points? To create an intersection point, first of all we need a intersecting line. One line is this, and I need another line. This is another line. Now I want to create a point in the intersection of these two lines. Just click on the intersection point and click the first line, the second line. Now the point is created in between the two intersection lines or axes. Projection point. This is what is projection point? Project an existing point to an existing curve. The projection can be normal to the curve along a direction. Let's do projection point. First, for that we need to create a point. I'm creating this point is created here, and I want to project this point to this curve. Select this point and this. Now the point is projected to this line in normal along to the curve. This is normal, means perpendicular to this line. So we know the points, know about the points. Let's go to the lines. These are the lines, different type of lines. The simple line we are going to create by clicking here. Click on any point, like I'm clicking on the origin and click on another point or anywhere another point. You can create a simple line here, infinite line. So let's create an infinite line. Infinite lines, this is just click on anywhere. Now you can see the line is infinite. How much I am zooming out, still this is on. This is a infinite line. Bi-tangent line. For that we have to create two profiles. One is a circle and a 3-point arc. I want a line tangent to both these profiles, the circle and the arc. So let's go and create a bi-tangent line. Select this one, select this circle, select the curve. Now you can see a bi-tangent line is created between the circle and the arc. Bisecting lines. How to create a bisecting line? Here, like I am creating first two lines intersecting to each other. Okay. Now I want to create a line by intersecting both these lines. Selecting bisecting line and then click on this one, click on this one. Now you can see another line which is bisecting both these lines. Okay. Next one is your line normal to curve. For that we need a curve. Normal to curve. First of all we create a curve and a line. I want to create a curve which is normal to this line, this profile. Just click on here, line normal to curve, select the curve, select the line. Now you can see this line is on the curve and perpendicular to this simple line. Creating a normal line normal to an existing curve, create a line by selecting end point and the curve. The line is to be normal. So we learn about how to create lines. Let's go and create circles. How to create circles? There are different type of circles as I told you. First of all, select the simple circle. This one is normal circle. Just by clicking on the center point and the radius, now the circle is created. This is a normal circle. How to create it? Next one is a 3-point circle. How to create this 3-point circle? Click on 3-point circle, like first point, second point and the third point. This is also create a circle. This creates a circle passing through 3 points. If you have 3 different points and want to create a circle, like I want to create a circle in between a triangle. Okay, how to create the circle? Just click on the circle. This is the first point, second point, and the third point. Now you can see a circle is created in between the 3 points and between this triangle actually. Circle by coordinates. Next one is our circle by coordinates. We can create a circle by using coordinates. Click on the circle here. Now the center point is your what should be on horizontal axis. On your vertical axis you can give your dimension here and the radius. If I say OK, the circle is created here. A 10 mm radius circle is created. Tritangent circle. What is tritangent circle? Tritangent circle means if we want to create a circle in between a triangle where a circle is tangent to 3 different lines or profiles. Let's go to tritangent circle here. Now I am selecting this line first, the second line and the third line. Now the circle is created and you can see the circle is tangent to all the lines in the triangle. Next one is our 3-point arc. What is 3-point arc? How to create a 3-point arc? Here you can click on a 3-point arc, select first point, the second point and the third point. Now your arc is created. Next one is 3-point arc starting with limits. Here how to do that one? You have to click on the first point and the last point and then give the radius of the arc. This is your 3-point arc starting with limits. Next one is the simple arc. How to create a simple arc? This is by click here and you can see a circle is created, but this is not a circle. When you click on there, you can find it's asking you for another point. Just click on another point. So we know how to create the circles. Let's go to the ellipse section. Ellipse for parabola, hyperbola and spline. How to create? First of all, create an ellipse. Create an ellipse by selecting center point, then defining its major and minor diameter by clicking 2 points. How to create? First of all, select the center point. Now this is your major diameter and this is your minor diameter. Now the ellipse is created. Parabola by focus. Next one is our parabola. This one, parabola by focus. How to create this one? Click on here, then create a parabola by selecting focus point, submit. In which direction we want to focus and how much parabola I want to create by both sides, clicking on both sides. Now the parabola is created. Hyperbola by focus. Create an hyperbola by selecting focus center point, hyperbola by focus, To create a hyperbola by focus, click in center point and go to your summit, then define your next point and the another point and another. Now your hyperbola by focus is created. Next one is the spline. Spline is most of the time we can create splines. This is your spline. When you click on spline, it's asked for, you can see, as we know previously, this is our command section where this is asking for select or click the first control point of the spline. This is our first point, second point, third point, fourth point, fifth point, sixth point, seventh point, 8, and this is also showing. Double click on the end of the spline. When you want to end the spline, by double clicking you can end the spline. Next is our conic section. This is conic. Conic section is created by select the conic section, and you can find there are different types of conic available in the floating window. Select a first endpoint and define its tangency. Select first endpoint, define its. Now here this is tangent to this line and the midpoint. Now this is your conic section. Let's go to the predefined profiles. What is predefined? The predefined profiles, as we know, these are our predefined profiles. So first create a rectangle, a simple rectangle. By clicking on simple rectangle, click on the first point and the another corner point, first corner point and another corner point. Now your rectangle is created. Oriented rectangle. Next one is the oriented rectangle, this one. Here create a rectangle defining two consecutive to define its orientation, and third corner to give its thickness, like here, here and here. First of all, click on one point and you can click on another point and give the height to the rectangle. Now a oriented rectangle is created. Parallelogram. How to create a parallelogram? For that we can click on first point, then the second point and the third point. Now your parallelogram is created. Elongated hole. This is your elongated hole. For that, to create a elongated hole, click on the first center point, click on the second center point. Now give the radius of the elongated hole. Now your elongated hole is created. The next one is cylindrical elongated hole. How to create a cylindrical elongated hole? For that, create a cylindrical elongated hole by defining an arc at its axis and defining its thickness. We have to create an arc first, then this is its axis, and then give the thickness or the height to the elongated hole. this arc is its center line or center axis. Next one is the keyhole. You can create a keyhole by defining the center of the large circle and give the radius. Now give the radius to the large circle edge. Now a key is created. This is a inverted key, so let's create a now first give the small circle radius and give the big circle radius. Now your key is created. Hexagon. Next one is hexagon. Hexagon, it has 6 faces. Create a hexagon by selecting the center point and a point which should be the length of one face from the center. Now your hexagon is created. Center rectangle. This is a very useful tool while creating any 3D geometry or 2D profile. Select on center rectangle. Here we just click on the center point in the origin, and when you create this one, now you can see the rectangle is created in the center of your origin. Like this, we can create a center parallelogram as well. Here click on the line, this line. Now for creating a center parallelogram, we have to click on first click on the horizontal axis, vertical axis. Now we can create another point. Now the center parallelogram is created. These are your predefined profiles. Let's go to the user defined profile. How to create a user defined profile? This icon is your user defined profile icon. Here this will allow you to create different shapes as per your requirement. If I click on this profile, if I want to create a line, just click on one point and go to create another line. If I want to create a angle line, then just go and create another line. If you want to create a tangent curve here, this is a tangent arc, you can click on this floating icon. Now this arc is created tangent to the previous line. See, and if you want to create a tangent line further, then click. And if you want to create a circle, 3-point circle, 3-point arc, here click on here. The first point is already clicked, the second point and the third point. Now the 3-point arc is created. If when you close this profile, like I am selecting the first point where we have started, then we can get out from the profile tool. Or if you want to just want to create a single line, you can press escape, then also we can able to out from the profile toolbar. Or you can, after creating a line, if you want to go to out from this line, just double click. Now you can out from the comment. Next is setting units. How to set units for your 3D model or profile. Let's go back and the exit workbench, go to tools, option, in the option go to the parameter and measurement setting. Here you can define your scale, units. Here the different units are set. For the length we are using millimeter, for the angle degree, for time this is second, for mass this is kg, for volume this is cubic meter, density kilogram per meter cube. You can change like the length. If you want to create differently in meters or in centimeters, you can change your units as per your requirement. Or if you want to create in feet or different measurement system, you can use from here. Okay, let's go to the sketch and let's know about the construction element or construction geometry. What is construction geometry? Construction geometry is created within a sketch to add profile creation. Unlike standard sketches, geometry construction, standard sketch geometry, construction geometry does not appear outside the Sketcher workbench. Like if I create this one as a construction, select this line and click on here. Now you can see this is a construction line and this line will not visible in the part workbench outside of the Sketcher workbench. Okay. When you go inside the sketch, now you can see this line still available. This is used for different type of while constructing creating a profile. We can use this construction elements. Like here you can see this is also a construction element. While creating a profile, we want to create a axis here, mirror axis. I want to create a mirror of this profile. Just I create a line, this is my axis, this will work as axis. When I make this as construction element and I want to create a mirror from here and select the, now you can see this profile is mirror along with this center axis. When we go outside from the Sketcher workbench, you cannot find that line. Only two profiles are available here. And that's how you create a profile. In CATIA V5, these sketches are the first step to build 3D parts. In our next video, we shall give dimension to sketches or constraining the sketches. Thank you for watching Enginuity Lab. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to stay updated with more CATIA tutorials. Drop your questions in the comment and I shall be happy to help you. See you in next video.